What sort of professional development do teachers do, and so they understand autism and how to best support a child?
There's a lot of ways that the ministry can work with teachers, and I guess I'll start with the big ones first and then narrow it down to individual work with individual teachers. So a big part of what the ministry knows is that having a really confident and capable teaching workforce is a big part of having a really inclusive education system. So the ministry invests in a few different things. Some of the big ones are we provide about or over 300 places on a specialist teaching program. So for people who have trained as teachers, they can go to be part of a Massey University program and learn more about how to meet the complex learning and behavioural needs of a whole range of children, including those who have autism and who are neurodiverse. That's kind of a big scale one. That is obviously a commitment for teachers to do a little extra training. On kind of the next layer, we partner with organisations like Autism New Zealand to work through programs like Tilting the Seesaw. So we have a number of our learning support coordinators work funded on that program, and they work with teams around children through Autism New Zealand to have really good conversations over a couple of days and think about planning and delivering together in the everyday teaching and learning routines for that young person. And then, of course, we have our resource teachers of learning and behaviour, RTLB, and ministry specialists, partnering with teachers in those everyday environments where they're learning for everybody, including teachers and our specialists and whānau, all together learn a lot from the young people that they engage with, and working through challenges together, problem solving, noticing, talking about it, sense making, and learning together around individuals, because you will know and the families will know that are out there that we might think we've got it sorted and then something will change. So the learning is continual. So we are able to provide some of those key components that are broader. We also have part of that we provide to teachers is a website called inclusiveenducation.org.nz, and we've got a number of guides on there around particular types of learning need and how teachers might think about that in their context. And that's probably what we call just-in-time learning. If they've got a question or a wondering around a learner in their classroom, they might go and check that out, and it might help them have a few questions to come and work with the people who might be coming into school to help them as well. So a range of ways we help teachers learn, but the learning's never done, I think, is a key message, and the ministry have got a number of ways you can keep learning together, the teacher, the family, and the ministry teams around children.
That's great. There's one organisation that I often recommend to families to tell teachers about is Altogether Autism, and I work together with them a lot, and they provide information in translation for families, but they also can provide information for teachers. They've got a sheet that they can tick, and then the teachers, they just send that information straight to the teachers. So I think that's another one that's really good. But Tilting the Seesaw also, I hear lots of good stuff about that too. So yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Are teachers trained in understanding neurodiversity, in particular autistic traits, sensitivity, strengths, use of visuals, and things like that?
Yeah. So if that's is that a question around in the initial teacher training, the ministry don't have a lot of control over the content, and obviously there's a range of ways teachers learn to be teachers, particularly if they're going into a secondary or primary or an early learning. So there is, from what I understand in terms of the initial teacher training, some programs do include parts, but what we know is that it's a very complex and big area, and so some of that just-in-time learning is useful as well. So what the ministry does provide is some professional learning and development for early and career teachers, and some of that covers supporting students with diverse learning needs. But I think the key message really is that some of those tuning into or looking for help around identifying and understanding is learning that is done on the job, and how you can reach out and get support around that is through your local ministry teams. And increasingly our ministry specialists are working with groups of teachers or whole schools around not just autism, but kind of universal design for learning, and how do we think about planning and teaching for all from the outset. So it's not about making things different or separate. It's actually including the planning for all from the beginning. And so the ministry have got some new modules that are out available for teachers to be part of teams around that sort of thinking and planning and identifying, noticing, and responding to needs in that way. So no, not specifically around autism in initial teacher training. We hear about that a lot as a need, but there's I think there's an important component of learning about things while they're in front of you that makes it real as well. So there's a balance to be achieved there, isn't there? Yeah.